Hello everyone and welcome back to the Thermaltake eSports Dota 2 Weekly number 10, powered by Adroids and brought to you today by me, your caster, Kanaz. We're going to be here for the finals, best of 3 match between Fureur and Keita Gaming. This is going to be the first game with Fureur on the dire side, Keita on the Radiant. Looks like Keita will have first pick in this particular game. We'll see exactly what we want to go with for this game, what kind of strategies they're going to run against each other as the game goes on. But as the first ban phase going underway, nothing surprising as of yet. We have both Wisp and Nyx Assassin being banned out. We're going to actually see Rubik getting banned out by Keita Gaming. So it looks like they might be thinking about going with a Magnus first pick and don't want to give away the Rubik as a sort of hero that can counter him up, steal that, is maybe what they're thinking about, or just don't want to play against the Rubik. He has been seeing a lot of sort of second pick as of late, because Magnus is a pretty powerful hero who sees a lot of first pick, and reverse player, one of the better abilities to steal in the game. Last ban coming out from Fury is, of course, going to be the Life Stealer. So we'll get to move on here and see what's going to be going on next, and leaves Batrider actually in the pool. Just not something I noticed at first. I'm just so used to assuming he gets banned out, but that is a Batrider first pick that's going to go away with Keita Gaming. And we'll get to see the Bat, as well as Lone Druid now going the way of Fureur, and they get to think about what they want with their second one. Magnus still in the pool. They can just pick Magnus with the Lone Druid and have both of their solos set up right off the bat here, if they want to go that route. Or they can, there are other heroes in the pool that are certainly powerful. They're actually going to go with Bane.
Radiant team pick.
So maybe concerned about whatever carry Keita is going to end up picking up, or just even Batrider, putting him to sleep, trying to keep him out of the fight, Fiend's gripping him if he comes in, tries to steal someone away. Not sure, but at the very least they will have that support hero in the form of Bane. Now Keita Gaming get to think about their second and third pick with the Batrider, who's pretty much very versatile in where he can lane. He can end up in the jungle, he can off lane, he can go mid. Usually wants to be solo in some capacity, however, get the levels, get that Flaming Lasso up as soon as possible to be able to move around and set up kills.
Reserve time.
In the sort of mid game, even to late game, Flaming Lasso, of course, going through BKB, almost always very, very relevant. Just being able to pull a hero way out of position and fight and try and get a kill makes it so you can almost always fight 5v4. And that could really help you later in the game, as if the game is even remotely close, taking 5v4 fights repeatedly is a real good way to win. Yeah, spending a little bit more time thinking about where they want to go with their second and third pick, though. Already spent about 30 seconds of their reserve time really thinking hard about this, and they start off with Magnus, who I think was kind of a little bit more obvious, and then pair it up actually with Phantom Lancer. So going big right off the bat, Phantom Lancer gonna be the pickup.
Weaver.
And Fureur just responded with a Weaver. So we're going to head to the second ban phase now. We have Weaver and Lone Druid picked up by Fureur. Heroes that we usually see solo with both of them. I have the feeling that probably one, and I would tend to favor Weaver, will end up in the tri-lane as the farmer. I don't really think they're going to want to run both of these as their solos and then pick up a third carry. Unless they're really planning on running an offensive tri-lane, which I guess they could be doing, just running into the Phantom Lancer, expecting to really want to contest his farm. Meantime, Keita Gaming, they have the Batrider and the Magnus, who are both going to be heroes. They're one in solo lanes and the Phantom Lancer for farming. We're probably just going to see supports get dumped on here by Fureur for the second ban phase. Try and take as many of the powerful ones out as possible. Probably things like Shadow Demon, maybe Lena. Possibly even Jakiro, or I think we saw them play Lion last game. I'm not sure if you saw that game and know about it, but Lion did a lot of work for them last game. And we'll see what they end up going with. We're going to have at least a Puck ban out from Keita Gaming, and then a Keeper Light fallout from Fureur. A pretty standard Keeper Light was left in the pool, so who would you, do you not want laned with Phantom Lancer? It's usually Keeper Light, so they'll just take him out. And now Keita Gaming, think about where they're going. They're banning out at least one solo in the for the pucks, so maybe they're on the same idea I am, or we'll probably end up seeing Weaver or Lone Druid in the tri-lane, the other off-lane solo. Leaves them looking for a mid, but they can still run these as double solos. Pick up a third carry.
5 seconds remaining.
It's a very farm-intensive game, and you're playing kind of into Lancer's hands. I don't know how
Dire
comfortable I'd
team
be with that.
banned.
Keita, they don't look like they're comfortable with it either. Gonna bet on Queen of Pain, so sticking with it, going for these support or mid heroes, and gonna wait for Fureur now to take out their final or second bend, rather. Excuse me. Kind of expecting to see Shadow Demon here. There it is.
Radiant team
And
banned.
Keita get to think about their final bend. Are they gonna keep going with mid heroes? I don't necessarily know. They could go for something like Nature's Prophet here as a ban. If they're thinking it's going to be another mid hero. Nature's Prophet, of course, a hero that we don't see mid a ton, but can certainly go there. And gives them even more split pushing power, especially with the Lone Druid. They can really punish any sort of over aggressive play with a lineup like that. With the Lone Druid, with the Nature's Prophet just pushing the 2 lanes that the entire squad of Keita isn't really in. If they want to go that route.
10 seconds remaining.
But they're going to spend some time thinking about this ban.
5 seconds remaining.
Any other mid heroes that I think are really bad? They're going to go with actually Brewmaster. So going with someone who has a little bit more team fight control. Brew, not a hero we actually see a ton of anymore. It's really popular for a while, and kind of just slipped out to where basically nobody really picks him at this point. And I think they're trying to. A lot of teams don't rely on heroes that are so reliant on their ultimates the way they once did. We don't see a lot of Tidehunter, we don't see a lot of Brewmaster. They still do come in from time to time because they are very powerful heroes, their ultimates are very powerful abilities, but those heroes where you're just kind of, even Enigma, that's another one, who have like, you're really relying on their ultimate cooldown to be able to do anything, and it makes you very vulnerable to the other team. Just trying to bait those abilities out, and once they get them out, disengage, flee completely, and then re-engage as soon as they're off cooldown. You have a couple minutes where the enemy team can't do anything. But that will be the ban nonetheless. They don't want to deal with the Brewmaster. Certainly could be a decent hero against Magnus. If you can just keep him, or even the Bat Ray, I guess, up in the air during the fight, it can really help even things out. And now, the last ban got to be Lion from Fureur. So they are going to end up taking out that Lion that worked out for Keita Gaming so well last game. Maybe they saw it, maybe they were aware of exactly how they played, what the Lion did. And don't want to make the same mistake running a Weaver into the Lion lane, just get disabled twice. 2 disables until he dies.
Lina.
But they're going to start off with Alina as their first support. I think probably one of the better ones they could pick. Definitely does a lot of damage in the lane and gives them some AoE to help combo up with the Magnus. And they don't have a ton of burst damage at the moment. With heroes like Batrider, like Lancer, they don't really do that much early on in the game. Lancer has the Spirit Lance. It has a low cooldown so you can spam it a lot, but it doesn't do just a ton of damage. Having 3 nukes on one of your supports is definitely relevant here. We're going to see what Fureur want to pick with their 4th pick now, and see how they're going to start revealing what they're doing in the game. They're going to start off with Visage at the very least, so that's going to be one of their supports. Visage, here we do not see a ton of. Teams that like Visage really like Visage. Other teams refuse to even give him a try. He's hard to play. He really kind of rewards being able to micro those familiars particularly well. That's his only real stun. They also do a lot of his damage. He has another high damage nuke in the form of the Soul Assumption, but it costs a ton of mana, so you can't really just use it randomly early on, especially early on in the game. His slow is pretty good against enemy carries, since it does steal attack speed as well, and he's rather survivable because of the Gravekeeper's Cloak. That makes him very, very resilient to burst damage. It also makes him very resilient to heroes like Lina, who rely on burst damage. So we'll see how that ends up working out for them. That is going to be the support pair with the Bane, and now we still don't know who's going to be farming that lane, if it's going to be Weaver, if it's going to be Lone Druid, or some as of yet unrevealed 3rd hero. And Keita now looking probably for their 2nd support. They can go for something like a Chen if they want and just run a jungler, particularly if they don't expect the aggressive tri-lane coming up. But because they have a Bane and Visage, they could be running this aggressively. It's somewhat dangerous running into Lina Phantom Lancer. Spirit Lance is kind of enough of a slow to really line up those Light Striker rays from Lina.
5 seconds remaining.
So I'm not sure, but they only have about a second left, and they're eventually just going to go Venomancer. It's going to pick up another powerful support, but this one, in the form of a hero that we don't actually see very often either anymore. And Venomancer kind of fell out of favor because he doesn't have a stun. And the other heroes that do similar things kind of better. He has a lot of AoE damage over time in the form of his ultimate, the Gale, even just his auto attacks, and those wards that he can place down just occasionally attacking things and
10
usually aren't getting
seconds
focused
remaining.
because they're resilient to magic.
5
But he
seconds
just
remaining.
doesn't do as much in lane, and he really got hurt by the nerf. It's actually quite a
Reserve
while now where
time.
they made the mana cost of Gale much more expensive at level 1 so that he can't actually do 2 Gales on his starting mana pool, which used to be the case. And that makes it so you have to have claries, you have to commit more to his mana early on in the game to really be able to set up those ganks. And that was kind of his thing, just roam around, set up kills all over the place with Gale. And now he can't do it the way he once did. So we'll see how it ends up working out for him here, if they're able to get the kills with him that they really need, because otherwise Venomancer doesn't do a lot later in the game. Again, because he does almost all dot damage over time. It's hard for him to really do a ton in team fights. Burst damage is better because it takes the enemies out of the team fight, so they're not dealing damage back to you. Even if Venomancer will eventually kill you, you still get 10 seconds, whatever, to get off all your spells, do whatever
Tinker.
damage you can. And Fureur, the last pick going to be Tinker,
Radiant
so that's going to be their
team.
mid. It looks like. We'll see if it's going to be Weaver or Lone Druid in the tri-lane. I kind of favor Weaver, but Lone Druid could certainly work as well. It doesn't necessarily need the levels. And, I don't know. We'll see what they end up wanting to do. I'm waiting for these players to pick up their heroes now. It looks like Keita Gaming. Thinking about maybe what they want to lane and what that Tinker means for them before they pick up their heroes, taking advantage of this post-draft time. And then we will get to go into this first game in the best 3 match for the finals
10
of
seconds
this
remaining.
Dota 2 weekly number 10, sponsored by Thermal Take eSports.
5 seconds remaining.
Couple seconds left, and here we go. Immediate pause. Immediate pause. Someone's AFK, something, who knows. Whatever, we'll get to it. We can go over the players at the very least while we're paused. The dire side, we're going to have Fureur, Crimson going to be playing the Bane Elemental of Ball Little 100 KPM. I have no idea what that means. Going to be playing the Lone Druid. Mouse of Dota going to be on the Visage. Magic going to be on the Weaver, and that leaves Java playing the Tinker. And in the meantime, for Keita Gaming, we got Saiso going to be playing the Magnus Foxplox. On the Bat Rider, is he playing the special bats? Oh, he's the Batmelian. Maglev Gink Train going to be on the Phantom Lancer, who just doesn't have a model right now. Frigalite going to be on the Lina, and that leaves Steph Style on the Venomancer. So pause continuing, even though it appears Maglev Gink Train is back since he did select his hero now. So hopefully not going to be too much longer. We can just get going in this game. And waiting for this pause to end. Not really sure what's going on, why we're paused, as per usual. Teams starting Dota games just sit here and pause forever because they want to be able to talk about what they're doing in the lane. It's kind of become the standard in the professional scene to just have these pauses at the beginning of the games, and I think a lot of that is because the referees, the admins, don't really try and stop it. And part of that probably because it's hard to stop. How do you know why they need to be paused? If you start enforcing it that if all the players in the game they gotta get going, then players are just gonna sit there and not pick up their heroes and be like, oh, I was AFK, sorry. And oftentimes players do go AFK during the draft, might miss the first a couple minutes of the game if they end up starting without him. Who knows? They're going to be sitting here waiting, though. Didn't say anything. So hopefully not going to be too much longer so we can actually get going here on this first game, but who knows? Well, looks like this pause is going to be a little bit longer than anyone would probably like. Except for maybe the players. I'm not sure what they're doing. Or why nobody is actually saying anything in the chat about why we're going to be paused for so long. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Even I could speculate on the lanes maybe a little bit. We're probably gonna see Batrider in the off lane, Magnus mid, then the tri lane of these three in the bottom. Famlancer, Venomancer, and Lina probably in that safe lane. And then depending on how Fureur tried to end up playing, the Batrider might try to abandon the lane, just heading to jungle gates from that way. Also possibly just heads there to begin with, not even concerned. Meantime, Fureur, they can try and run their tri-lane aggressively if they want. I don't know necessarily how well it's going to work. They don't have a ton of burst damage except for the Soul Assumption. It is quite expensive in terms of mana. And of course, Brain Sap from Bane Elemental can do quite a bit of damage as well as the game goes on. Not a ton early, it does do pure damage and heals him, which can be very relevant in a tri-lane situation. Alright, here we go. So let's watch Fureur at the very least, see where they're going to try and lane, and how Keita actually ends up reacting. Because I'm not sure what it's going to be. Looks like everyone heading to their off lane, at least for the moment. Usually a sign that we're going to end up with a tri-lane in this aggressive lane, since they're trying to actually contest the pools down here. Not going to make it particularly quickly. Saiso is actually in the mid lane at the moment on Magnus, pretty much what I expected thus far from them. And if Batrider's down here as well, he might... Looks like a sleep going to come off on Gank Train there. Frigalite going to steal the sleep away, ends up breaking it with the damage just coming off from Weaver Shikuchi. So it looks like nothing's going to happen. They aren't really willing to go all in. I'm not actually sure why they dropped the Sentry Ward. Maybe they were expecting Maglev Gank Train to try and doppel walk away. But it's pretty unlikely that Keita would have actually dropped a ward of their own behind their tower. Trying to get vision back here since they'll typically have this vision.
The battle begins.
A lot of pings coming off there. And let's see how they're laying. It looks like Lone Druid heading all the way top. Tinker in the mid, and they are running an aggressive tri-lane with the 3 Weaver as the farmer. So, everyone running it pretty much how I was expecting to see, at least at the moment. We'll see how it ends up working out. Batrider just going to head towards the top lane, not going to feel particularly, I think, unsafe when laning against just the Lone Druid. Does have to be somewhat worried, especially if that Orb of Venom comes up quickly from the Lone Druid. Not Gonna start out with it, of course. He has a little bit of gold left over though. And we'll watch this trial and see what goes on down here, who's able to get the best of the farm. If it's going to be Fanlancer or if it's going to be Weaver, you kind of expect Weaver to be getting at least a little bit of an advantage early on.
Denied.
They do pretty similar amounts of damage. Weaver, of course, has the range. Both able to stealth away if things go bad. Shikuchi, much lower mana cost and cooldown, however. So, just going to be trading farm down here, at least for the moment. Shikuchi coming up from Weaver trying to get some lessons, maybe harass Fanlancer a little bit there. He's able to grab one. Weaver definitely coming out ahead, at least for the moment, though. And it looks like the counter comes off from Steph Style. Gonna go for that first pull. It doesn't look like they're actually going to pull through. Crimson coming in now puts King of Frigolite to sleep. Not going to do too much beyond that. Just trying to be a nuisance. Crimson now popping a Clarity Potion, trying to get some of that mana back. Has already used a couple now. In terms of Nightmares, and they do cost a lot of mana, 165. That's a lot when you only have 300 as your max mana pool for the moment. Bane checking out the rune. At 2 minutes, it's going to spawn in the top lane. It looks like Magnus will have that, so we're going to use it to refill his bottle. Convenient rune spawns for him. Steph Style getting slept once again. Going to just be able to retreat. Not having any stuns really in this lane, at least to level 6. Maybe coming back to bite them a little bit. Magic taking a lot of damage, going to be down. Getting out. Mouse of Dota taking a bunch of hits as well. Isn't really slowed up, however. Looks like Frigolite gonna probably die, but First Blood does go the way of Fanlancer on the Bane. Mouse of Dota, he's gonna be losing his life as well. It does look like it's gonna be one attack. No mana up on Maglev Gangtrain, so he will be able to just walk away the slow. Never hitting on him, but it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Support for support, but First Blood does go the way of Keita Gaming. So a little bit of advantage obtained there, eked out. And a lot of consumables being used by Fureur. Salve's still up on Fanlancer, didn't have to use it there. We'll see what kind of boots it goes for, if it's going to be Tranquils, which is probably what we typically see nowadays, or if he's going to go just for treads. Kind of expecting to see Tranquils, just for the staying power it really gives in lane. Batrider looking like he's getting the best in the top lane, only by a little bit, mid lane going about the same. Just slightly favoring the Magnus, if you're keeping in it in all the lanes, but just a little behind pretty much everywhere except for bottom, where Weaver is outlasting the Fanlancer, at least for now. Gangtrain being forced to play a little bit more cautiously than maybe he'd like. But that's what life's like against the tri-lane. When you're the carry, you gotta get what you can. You also need to make sure you don't die. Looks like Batrider got harassed a little bit up in this top lane, doing some damage, however, to the bear. Gonna have a resummon now. Where's all those sticky napalm charges? So, just trying to tackle each other, make sure people are low in case they get out of position, make it their ability to kill them any easier. Maglev Gangtrain walking over to the side shop. Looks like he did buy his Tranquil Boots now. It's going to help him stay up on health, make sure he doesn't get accidentally picked off by the burst damage that can come out here with the Soul Assumption, with the Brain Sap, and the Shikuchi, and just maybe a couple auto attacks as well. Doesn't want to be in range for something crazy like that to happen. Looks like Tinker pops a Regen Rune in the middle lane. Harassing Magnus quite a bit with that. He is level 6 now. Tinker signaling at level 5, so definitely not having the greatest time in terms of denies, with 9 up on Magnus. Keeping the experience out of his hands as long as possible. Looks like Sleep going to be on Steph Style. So they're going for. The Grave Shield's going to be there as well. He's going to throw a Gale out because he's already going down. Gangtrain needs to be kind of careful here. He's taking a lot more damage than he probably needed to, and he only laid a couple auto attacks in. Took like 6 or 7 of his own.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pretty much no way he was getting that kill anyway, so I'm not sure why he bother trying to trade hits, but he does. Ends up just salving up, it looks like. Maybe he just wanted it out of his inventory. Maybe he would trade it. Shikuchi dealing some damage from the Weaver, just trying to be a nuisance for as long as possible. But this tri-lane does feel like it's going a little bit in favor of Fureur, at least at the moment.
Denied.
They're keeping the Fanlancer out of farming as much as he'd probably like. And Weaver's also getting some farm of his own, which is somewhat surprising. It's maybe, I think this Venomancer just doesn't do a ton for the team. That was kind of what I was worried about when I saw the Venomancer pick. He's just not really strong anymore. And he's kind of more reliant on actually moving around, and probably would have worked out pretty well if they had tried to, if they hadn't ended up against the aggressive trying able to move around. It looks like Frigolite might be in trouble here.
Death warmed over.
Oh, spells being used, the ends up going down. It looks like Crimson probably going to lose his life as well. Fanlancer getting that kill. But Steph Style, low on HP as well, and Weaver going to pick that off. Gang Train not able to just do enough damage. Fanlancer just really doesn't hurt early on in the game. Dealing some damage back to Magic. The Magic Wand charge is going to heal him back up. Keep him perfectly healthy. It looks like he's actually going for phase boots here with the Blades of Attack pickup. Can't imagine any of the other items would be picked up this early, like Crystallis or even a Armlet on the Weaver right now. And there are the phase boots, in fact. So just wants to be able to do as much damage as possible. Magic taking a lot of damage there from King Train. It looks like he's going for the drum build, picks up a bracer now. Sports in the meantime smoked up, hanging towards his middle lane. Should be able to get the kill on Tinker pretty easily. The Skewer's going to be there as well as the reverse polarity. I'm not sure they needed to actually commit the reverse polarity there. Just the slow of Skewer was probably enough to set up the slow from Steph Style with the Gale, and then from there, the Light Strike Array. Fox taking some damage. In the meantime, Visage gets a kill on Fanlancer in the bottom lane.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh. Charging in. Getting those kills on Fanlancer. With the sentry dropped in tower range, it's going to lose its life to a creep wave. So, everything kind of calm once again. Batrider and Magda still leading on the farm charts. Winning in their respective lanes, but Batrider are going to be forced back to base, it looks like. Getting harassed out a little bit by that bear. Does he have an Orb of Venom up? No, he just picked up phase boots, so giving it some damage as well as the move speed. Just keep up with him. A little surprised that we're not seeing the Orb of Venom. It's pretty cheap and it's really effective on the bear summon. Ping gonna come off, pointing out that Saiso is there. Not going to find the rune in that bottom lane. Maybe was hoping to. Going to just use his last bottle charge to get his mana back. Probably ends up. He's actually teleporting to this top lane. So we must want to get a kill on this lone druid. We'll see if he's successful. While he's getting into position, check out what's going on in this bottom lane. They're just Sports hanging out here looking at this ward.
Middle tower is under attack.
Saiso needs to be able to land that skewer if they're going to get the kill. Doesn't quite reach it though. And he's going to be able to get away. They're already pretty low on HP. And let's see what's going on in this engagement in the bottom lane now. The Gale's going to be out on the Visage, as well as the Light Strike Array and the Dragon Slave. Maglev Gang Train able to just finish off. Takes the sleep off with an illusion. That the Bane threw out trying to save his life. Not going to work. And that's a kill going back to Keita in the bottom lane. 5-4 now, the kill score in favor of Fureur. So everything going pretty okay for them. Let's take a look at the charts though. Experience favoring Keita by about 500, and gold pretty much the same, so it's very, very close. Even though Fureur is up by 1 kill, they're a little bit behind in farm and in most of their lanes at this point.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage is going to get picked up by Steph Style. Needs to be careful. Swarm coming out, needs to be able to dodge that. Is going to be able to get away. It looks like he won't lose his life for that double damage rune that he denied from the Tinker. Saiso going to land a skewer, or a shockwave rather, on Tinker. In the meantime, Weaver losing his life with that. Batrider in some trouble in the top lane. Looks like he might die. So we're watching Crimson, who is going to die. Is Batrider fine? Batrider is fine. So double kill for Phantom Lancer down in the bottom jungle. We check Batrider and he looks okay. Looks like everything going pretty okay for Keita right now. They're up 6-5 now with those 2 kills. Take the kill score lead, pulling the experience and gold even further in their advantage.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Right this way.
And everything looking good, but Lone Druid in the meantime able to get the tower in the top lane. Looks like he might even get the kill, and Foxbox does get it. He's going to lose his life for that, but he gets a kill and a tower kill, and only ends up feeding a kill back for the supports. Probably not the worst trade in the world for him. Would have, of course, liked to have just gotten away. But I think he'll take it. 7-6 now the kill score with those kills being traded. Anyway, looks like some pressure coming back the way of this tier 1 tower in the bottom lane now.
Bottom tower
From Magic, as well as the 2 supports. And no one's around, so it's going to be an easy kill. Weaver getting that last hit. Gives him even more points, up to 2,000 gold. Doing pretty well now. All things considered, even in the offensive tri-lane, it looks like he's farming well. How is this guy doing? Phantom Lancer, he's got the drums done. Gonna throw out the Spirit Lance, not gonna really be able to do much with it. It looked like he wanted to use the illusion to deny the haste, but not gonna be able to get there in time. Saiso probably in some trouble, ends up losing his life with the Bane, stealing it, the Brain Sap. And now Jabba thinking about chasing after Gank Train, I think. You're going to see the Sun and Jabba. Jabba going to lose his life, however. The ult coming off from Lina just does too much damage. Now here comes Gank Train charging in. It's pretty aggressive. He doesn't have a lot of mana. Throw out one Spirit Lance. He gets it off on... Okay. Wasn't expecting him to use it on the familiar. But he does. Okay. Foxbox trying to get some farm in this bottom lane in the Batrider, keeping them off this tier 2 tower as well. And everything going to be calm except for the mid lane. Because this is where we have 2 heroes pushing in this tier 1. I don't think they're really going to be able to do it. Boots of Travel up on Tinker, as we can see him porting to those creeps. The harass coming out from Saiso not actually going to do that much, considering he's just going to consume his mana pool and then just rearm teleport back to basics. He's going for Soul Ring next. Still pretty far off of it, it would appear. Unless it's on the courier. Nope. Huh? So I'm looking at this Claymore and trying to figure out what he could possibly be building with Claymore. There are only 2 items. There are only 2 items, right? Yeah, there are only 2 items, and neither makes sense on there. I don't understand. It's probably gotta be Battle Fury, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to think about that. I guess Battle Fury on the bear helps kill off Phantom Lancer illusions? Weird. This is not a build I would have expected to see. I guess it does help try and kill off illusions as quickly as possible. But an argument could be made for Maelstrom working almost as well. As well as giving the attack speed that he really desperately needs. I don't know. We'll see how it ends up working out for him. If that is in fact what he goes for. They get that free kill and Tinker in the mid lane using the ultimate from the Batrider. It looks like the bear is going to make his way into this middle lane now. Not much else happening beyond that, with several heroes just showing up to defend. While Weaver farms in this bottom lane. Picked up an ultimate orb now, so we're probably going to be seeing a linkage come up from him in the near future. Not going to be too far off either. We're not too far off, I mean like 3,000 gold, but you know. Middle lane, there's some pings. I think they want to do something here. They got to be careful. Saiso needs to not get stunned up. There's the Fiend's Grip. That's going to be his death before really anything happens. Jabba getting stunned up. There's the ult from Steppa style. Trying to do whatever damage he can. Friggly not really in a position to do too much, however, either. Looks like Jabba might be losing his life, and does in fact lose his life. Also, Dota pretty low on HP as well, but going to survive just fine. All things considered. The Dot just not able to do enough damage. He's going to port out. Magic continuing to farm in the bottom lane. In the meantime, he's picked up his Ring of Health now, so putting him ever closer to that Lincoln Sphere pickup.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower
It's
is
going
under
to try
attack.
and give him as much farm as possible. Give him some survivability in the form of the Lincolns. He's doing pretty well for himself. Lone Druid, he's doing okay as well. He's picked up a Ring of Health. These are items that keep looking like they're going to go into that Battle Fury. It just really seems crazy to me. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested to see if it's going to work, as it's just kind of a counter to this Phantom Lancer pickup. Couple heroes, 3 heroes sitting in the middle lane now from Fureur, trying to just keep this tower safe. Tinker spam those merchant machines in the creep wave, keeping it as far away as possible. Looks like they might be thinking about going on Magic, trying to at least force him out of lane. He's been sitting down here kind of by himself for quite some time now. Gang Train taking a little bit of harass. Gonna get attacked by Weaver now. Magic going invisible, trying to dodge, I think. Unfortunately, it does not work. And here comes the gank. The ult from Lina, not going to be quite enough. The Fiend's Grip is there, and it looks like Gang Train going to be losing his life. Not going to work, can't teleport out when familiars are on you, buddy. And they end up both losing their lives, so that's 2 kills going back the way of here. 10-10, now the kill score. Jabba was here as well, going to teleport out after dropping a merchant machines. Give a little momentum to that creep wave. Where does he end up going? Back to mid. Probably drop March there as well, keeping this tower safe. Kill creep waves while they're off of it. Throws out a heat-seeking missile as well. Skewer misses from Saiso, who's trying to go on Jabba. Laser gonna land on him. Just dealing a little bit of tickle damage. They have the familiars to do damage. No. Grave Chill is gonna be there though. Saiso, he's gonna go down with the Soul Sensitive Visage. So Fureur having a lot of success right now, moving around, getting pickoffs all over the map. Well, Keita playing a little sloppy. Letting themselves getting picked off. They're trying to go for ganks of their own. They're not really succeeding, and they're getting counter ganked pretty hard. And now setting up for this push in the middle lane. Should be able to get it down relatively quickly. That's a broadsword. That's a Battle Fury build. He has the gold for it now. It's just spare to get the Void Stone probably, and that looks to be where it's going. This is definitely a really strange build. But there it is.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright. Everyone just kind of farming for a moment. We have a short lull in the action. Let's look at experience in gold. See what's going on. We see Fureur pulling back in gold. About 3k in their favor. Experience sitting at dead even. After having a pretty strong lead on the favor of Keita at one point, about 4k. Pulled it back to even, so Fureur still doing okay, but it is a very close game. We have the ult coming out on Lil Ball Fur here.
I'm not done yet.
Fur of Ball Little. And moving back around, see Ancients being farmed elsewhere. Magic on the Weaver, getting closer and closer still to that Lincoln's. He's been able to farm maybe as much as it was earlier. There's been heroes around being annoying for a while now. He had to go back and heal, all that sort of stuff. But now he's back alone in this bottom lane. Phantom Lancer's on his way to not probably be able to do that much. Almost has the gold for his Diffusal Blade, but it's 20 minutes in and that's the only item he's going to be picking up. Which is not really the situation you want to be in. Of course, he can get as much farm as he might normally, because he was in the try versus try lane. And Venomancer, he actually has Mana Boots and now Interest and Buckler. He's doing pretty well for himself, approaching that mech very quickly, all things considered. Only really an Urn picked up on Lena. He's having a much harder time in this game, and looks like no one really doing too much. We have some Phantom Lancer illusions out here. Just gonna get killed off by magic on the Weaver. And just gonna keep sitting around Steph style. Doing some damage this mid lane, getting farm for here for quite some time now. Keeps dropping these plague wards as well. Actually didn't look, it looks like he's kind of leveled somewhat strange. Maxed out Venomous Gale. Put 3 into Poison Sting, 2 into wards. Looks like a fight going on in this top lane. Blocks, has the Fiend's Group going on, but looks like he's gonna go down. The reverse play is there. They have the lasso on Lone Druid as well. Looks like he's going to lose his life. So 2 kills going the way Keita, at least thus far. Only chasing him down. Weaver going to time lapse out. Still okay. Getting chased away now. The Lincoln's going to pop with that Spirit Lance, and it looks like Keita are going to be able to get this tower now as a result. Double damage at Scythe, kind of scary. And Feeble going to come off and gank train. Try to do as much damage to him as possible. The Venomancer ult is still off cooldown if they want to try and use that. But it doesn't look like they're really that interested. Blink Dagger going to be picked up by Manus. Helps him move around these fights a little bit better. And I'm not sure actually where he's going. This is a pretty dangerous way to walk. It's possible he was hoping to maybe just walk past the rune on his way out. Fortunately, it is in the bottom lane. And it's going to be illusions, so it does look like he's going to walk all the way down there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
In the meantime, we have Mouse of Dota, we have Crimson hanging out in this middle lane, trying to keep that tier 1 safe. Once again, Tinker going to have Blink Dagger of his own. Definitely having a pretty good time in this particular game. And a little bit ahead, about 1,000 gold ahead of the Magnus in terms of overall farm. Current leader though is that Phantom Lancer. It's actually kind of surprising. It looks like he's going for a Yasha now, post Diffusal Blade. Still 100 gold away. We'll see if he finishes into Manta. Bat Rider getting killed. Where'd Bat Rider die? All the way over there. That's a pretty aggressive position for him to be in by himself.
Dire's middle tower
It probably
is
explains
under
why
attack.
he died. And now we have a Roshan attempt coming out here. Do we have a medallion? We do.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Just going for it. I thought there was a chance that the Weaver would have medallion. It looks like Tinker going to deny the tower in the mid lane. Weaver with medallions is definitely something we see from time to time. It does help with these Roshan attempts, makes it a little bit faster. But doesn't look like Keita know what's going on anyways. So, for your Aegis.
This is quite another.
And then just moving towards this bottom lane to take care of the Phantom Lancer army that's slowly besieging this tier 1 tower. Keita's still not really getting any towers of their own. They've only gotten the one down thus far. And that was one that just got denied by Tinker was they've lost 3 of their own. So going in this mid lane, gonna get the reverse play in Java. It will be his death. It's kind of committing a lot to it. Families are getting the last hit. So now they know the reverse play is gonna be on cooldown. There are 3 heroes running around in their woods at the moment as well. Led the way by Weaver. He's up to 2,000 gold again, past the Lincolns. Not sure what the next pick is. If it's just gonna be Crystallis into Daedalus, or if it's going to be going for Monkey King Bar. But while this is all going on, the 5 heroes from King Gaming heading towards the Dire jungle, up towards this tier 2 tower. All going to be used by Bat Rider. Catches the Lone Druid once again. The Skewer only pulled the bear back actually, but Lone Druid does go down, pops the Aegis, steps down trying to do whatever damage he can. Good to pop his ult, only really lands on Crimson, and the Fiend's Grip is there on Steph Style. Looks like he's probably going to lose his life. and does end up going down. In the meantime, Gang Train able to finish off the Lone Druid again. Weaver gets the kill on Venomancer. We're looking Java probably in some trouble here with the Diffusal Blade. Charge being used by Gang Train. The Enfeeble doing a lot of damage, and he throws out the Spirit Lance, but it's not going to be enough. And he's just going to be forced to get back, it looks
Dire's
like.
top tower is under attack.
Chase continuing. He's going to port now, should be able to get out just fine. The familiars were coming, but not going to be able to succeed in time. And Fox blocks.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Going to kill a couple of neutral creeps off with Flame Break. Just before the Weaver was going to try and go for those kills. Saiso hanging out in the mid lane. He's got an Illusion Rune bottled. Up to 2,300 gold. Not sure what he's going to want to pick up. If he's going for Battle Furies of his own. If he just wants to get attack speed, maybe he goes for AC. Possibly also just goes for a Refresher Orb, trying to get that damage from his ult. As often as possible. The hold in place, of course, where they get stunned and pulls them all together. Helps with Lina, helps with Bat Rider and Venomancer with all their AoE. So if he can get a big ult in the middle of one of these teamfights, it could definitely be a pretty big tide turner. And thus far, he hasn't really been able to. He has been happy to use it for ganks thus far. So we'll see if that continues to be the case as well. And everyone just kind of moving around again. Just going back to farming, not really going to get in any sort of engagers, at least not for the moment. See about 4k experience lead once again in favor of K Gaming, and the gold lead has been pulled back to about 0, 16, 13, the kill score in their favor. It looks like they're going for a little bit of a gank on Magic, not going to succeed, at least not for now. Blink is going to be there, but Barrier not going to really be able to do too much of anything. In the meantime, bottom lane, looks like they're going on Lone Druid, not going to have any sort of disables between them to break that TP scroll though. Not with Bat Rider and Lina up in that top lane. And it looks like they're going for a little bit of chase here on Barry. He's going to be able to get away at least for the moment. Tinker trying to do whatever damage he can. Not going to be able to really continue with the chase though. And everyone's just going to be able to get back. So a lot of damage being traded, but no heroes actually going down all over the map. And in the meantime, Famlancer, he's just pushing away. These illusions continue to damage tower in deny range. Does look like they're going to be taking it down here, Java. Going to get that deny, quick, clean, easy.
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
And everyone's just moving around once again. So, gonna continue watching for what's going on here as the players just kind of try and get as whatever farm they can. It does sort of feel like it's favoring Fureur. Just a little bit, 'cause they have the 2 carry strat. But Gang Train, if he gets big enough, it's going to be kind of a hassle to deal with, even with this sort of Battle Fury Bear and a Claymore picked up. Are we going to just see Perseverance? Are we seeing multiple Battle Furies on this Lone Druid? This is kind of crazy. I don't know. If it's working, then it's going to be pretty sweet. It seems really crazy. They're trying to go for a kill on him again. It looks like he knows what's up. He's running away. Gonna make it all the way back. The familiar from Visage going to scout out the Venomancers there. Probably a good sign that other heroes are about. Since it's somewhat unlikely that Venomancer's just gonna kind of be wandering around the dire jungle all on his own, trying to do whatever damage that he can. Looks like Bat Rider going to stop this creep push in the bottom lane, farm it up. Firefly off, get a bunch of gold. It's up to 2,000 gold, 4 staff, Link Dagger, Ghost Scepter. Guy is living the dream. We'll see if he goes for Boots of Travel now, or he goes for maybe BKB after this. Just to try and not be able to get stunned up. So still have to worry about the Fiend's Grip, of course, from the Bane Elemental, and the Roots, so maybe BKB not the best choice. Boots of Travel is the choice. Yeah, I think On
Dire's
second
top
thought, that
tower
was
is under
probably
attack.
the right call. Looks like Tinker are just going to port in to the Visage Familiars. Dropping some March of the Machines action, step style, and Gang Train going to get spotted out by Visage flying around there. Those familiars just continually having that flying vision, moving around, spotting enemy heroes out in their own jungle. Looks like Floxbox is just going to poor Steph himself out, doesn't want to get in a fight with the Tinker, at least not at the moment. Some circles being drawn on the map, and then they make it into a smiley face. Okay. I guess that's sweet. Both teams looking like they're happy to just passive the game up for now, though. Gang Train does finish his Manta style up to 2,500 gold beyond it. Probably seeing a heart come out from him next. It's also possible he will want the butterfly, just to get as much evasion as possible. But if we're seeing this like Battle Fury build coming out from the Lone Druid, evasion not going to be that good. I'm still not sure if this is good. He's doing it. He hasn't really done anything with it, but there haven't really been big team fights. And I guess it's kind of just hedging for when Fanlancer does get big. Just like the assumption, yeah, eventually Fanlancer's going to get big. Our team isn't going to win that fast. And hopefully with sufficient battle furies, we'll be able to kill these illusions off. I just don't know. I just don't know. Here they come, Fanlancer illusions once again. Looks like we're probably having a smoke here from Fury. Otherwise, they're just all balling up for no reason, hoping that the enemy team isn't smoked up and about to kill them. Nope,
Dire's
just
bottom tower
they
is
wanted to
under
have a
attack.
little bit of a powwow right there. Meantime, Lone Druid just gonna battle Fury this creep wave to death. Alright, here we go. It looks like they want to go for a gank in the mid lane. Magic going to get caught by the ult from Floxbox, barely still alive. It looks like Weaver will lose his life. Fanlancer are going to be able to kill off Visage as well. It looks like Lone Druid going to die. Goes down. Gang Train doing too much damage. Crimson, he's in trouble as well, going to lose his life. That's 4 kills going the way of Keita Gaming in the mid lane. That's the tier 2 tower. Going to be taken down as well. No one left alive to defend it except for the Tinker. And he's just not enough. He's going to be able to do Fanlancer immediately pouring to the top lane though. Looks like they're not going to try and press the issue anymore. I think they really could have. In the middle lane, they have 45 seconds still left until Lone Druid's up. They have 30 for the Weaver. I think they could have gotten that tier 3 down. But they're content to play it safe, play it cool. They don't want to push into Merchant Machines up the high ground right now. Just want to get the farm. There's still no Roshan up, so they can't go for that. And now there's Roshan up, so they can go for that. And it looks like they're going to be able to take it down pretty quickly. Still not enough heroes here to really up on the Fureur lineup to really kill them and contest this Roshan fight. Druid spawning in about 10 seconds. It looks like they know what's up, maybe? Or they're just marching down this bottom lane. No, they're hanging out. They're waiting for Lone Druid, and they're going to lose Roshan as a result. Fanlancer is there. Takes the Aegis. That might be all they needed to go for it. Tinker pouring up to the top lane, going to continue trying to split push, keep them off towers. Wherever Keita are, that's where he wants to be. Not be. He wants to be on the other side of the map. Trying to keep those lanes pushing away from his base and be in a position where he can punish in the case of Keita really losing a big fight. Gang Train gonna get caught by a swarm a little bit there, just gonna actually gain some illusions from fighting off the stupid swarmlings. And it looks like aren't ready to go in yet. Maybe waiting for the heart to come up. Oh, it is up. Well, now I really don't know. As well as Diffusal Blade 2 from Fanlancer. Now I really can't explain why they wouldn't be going. They have Aegis, they have Heart, Manta. Fusion Blade level 2 recipe is going to be flying out momentarily. Feels like this Fan Lancer probably has everything he needs to really just go for it. I guess everything for buyback, but he has an Aegis for that. There's a good chance even if he goes down, they won't really need the buyback. Just going to split push, I guess, a little bit. Doesn't want to lose any towers that they don't have to. Sends an illusion army along that top lane. Meantime, here comes the pub train. 5-man in the rain jungle. They're going to spot out frequently. Doesn't look like they're actually going to be able to get the kill though, so that smoke going to be pretty much failed. Tinker pouring up to his top lane. Needs to be careful. Spirit Lance is going to be there from the Phantom Lancer. Unfortunately, it's on a creep, not Java. Otherwise, might have been able to just try and go for that kill. They're pinging, as they know that they're somewhere around there. There were heroes in these woods. Bears in the woods. At least 2. What's he going for next? Let's look at his items. Oh, nothing yet. But are we about to see a Perseverance? No, not yet. Looking for that Perseverance. Top lane. Looks like Jabba gonna lose his life on the Tinker. That's pretty bad. Without those bunch of machines to really try and stop these pushes,
Dire's top tower
it's gonna make it pretty easy for Keita to just take the high ground here.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Tier 2 does go down.
Radiant's
Lunger
bottom
looks like he's
tower
going to be
is
heading
under
back at
attack.
2300 gold. Maybe, yeah, it's going to be a Hyperstone this time, right? Yeah, Hyperstone. Alright. Alright. Ping to defend this tower. I think this is maybe a mistake. I think they could have just given this tower up. Keita really unwilling to give up any towers that they don't have to. Even if it means that they don't take towers from the enemy team. And I think they could be probably closing this out here, but they're going to play careful, they're going to play cautious. Make sure they're disciplined, they have everything they need before they really force the issue. And that age is only going to be up in the Phantom Lancer's hands for another 2 minutes. Those cat paws. So he's not going to have it too much longer. If he wants to utilize it, he's going to have to soon. Last tier 2 is going to be going down momentarily, unless we get some ganks off Steph style. Looks like he's going to be losing his life.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And in fact, it does go down. And then time lapses out. Magic trying to get away, and does. They're going to lose the tower though. Batrider getting the last hit. Heck yes. Shooting fireballs out of my bat mouth. Don't even worry about it. Some Boots of Travel up on both the Batrider and the Fan Lancer. Trying to keep up. The Flame Break's going to be there. Pushes him back. Can they get the Spirit Lance? Looks like Gang Train diffuses himself. Probably not what he meant to do.
It's not the bat you gotta worry about. She eats fruit.
She eats fruit, man. Alrighty, so they get another gank off on the Tinker in the top lane. All the outer towers are down. It looks like they're not going to utilize the Aegis. They only have about a minute left. I think if they were going to force the issue with it, they probably would have gone with that gank. Or in the bomb lane just after the tier 2 tower. It looks like Freely going to lose his life once again. It's the sports that are really getting punished for this, the way this game is going.
Who put me out?
Unfortunately, they're just trying to do something because there isn't a ton for them to do. It results in them just getting picked off repeatedly on the side of Keita Gaming. 22-15 the kill score. Let's take a peek. At goal it's 12k and experience about 16. Both in favor of Keita Gaming. Looking like they're in a pretty good spot here. Fureur, they just haven't really done too much in the recent past to try and take some of this advantage away. They're getting some ganks off. They're mostly on rather important heroes. Looks like Magic gonna lose his life. The ult coming off on Saiso gonna get it cancelled off though. Fan Lancer gets the kill on Bane. And it looks like they're probably in some trouble. This Fan Lancer is quite large. Even with this bear that cleaves so hard. So cleavy. 70% cleave. And moving around, heading towards the top lane now. Not actually sure why they're going towards the top lane. They just kind of want to fight in the mid lane, right on their doorstep. I feel like they probably could have at least dealt some damage to tier 3 tower. Keita just don't look like they want to force it. Maybe they're just really content with their lead and with their late game potential. They're going to start running out of item slots on Phantom Lancer. So we've got 4 things that are pretty much as luxurious as they're going to get in the form of the Manta, the Diffusal, the Heart, and the Boots of Travel. He can still sell the drums if he wants. It's not that expensive an item. He has the extra slot. He doesn't need to hold TP scrolls anymore because he's the Boots of Travel. So we're going to afford to fill that slot with something else. And it looks like he bought a full butterfly. Alright. Looks like the ult gonna come off on Lone Druid. He's taking a lot of damage. If they get him down, they do. It's kind of a big deal. No buyback up on him. Looks like they're trying to get a kill on Mouse of Dota as well, and Visage is just gonna go down. Smack Gang Train. Gang Train does not stop rolling here. Crimson gonna go down. Magic in some trouble. Has to use his time lapse after just a couple attacks. Triple kill for Phantom Lancer. Just needs to head back. Looks like he's gonna go for mid tower with this illusion army. Getting cleared off a little bit, just gets rebuilt very, very quickly. The familiars do damage to free lead actually. But the tier 3 in the top lane probably going down. The mid bracks already gone basically. From the Phantom Lancer, it looks like actually the rest of the heroes are backing off. Several of them very, very low on HP. So Phantom Lancer, he'll have to come and finish his job. This does look like a job for Phantom Lancer. And there goes the tier 3. First player you can land at 2. That's going to be death. Second reverse player even coming out on Magic. And the ult comes off from Frigoli and doesn't even land in anything. So Fureur going to call it. 29 to 15, the final kill score here. And that's going to be it for game 1. So we'll be back momentarily. We'll wait for the players to disconnect. We can get that score screen for you guys. And then we will get into that second game. And get going on it. See if I can just take it 2-0 or if you're going to take one back. Force it to game 3 and who will win this Dota 2 Weekly number 10.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
Sponsored by Thermaltake eSports.
Radiant victory.
Alright, we'll see the score screen very quickly. Take a quick peek. Once again, my name is also Kanaz. You can follow me at twitch.tv/KANAZTA. If you want to check out more of my broadcasts in the future when I'm not streaming on the Androids TV channel. Of course, weekly Androids. I'm here at least today. We'll see if we continue that relationship and be back momentarily.